What's going on, everybody? It's me, Sloppy. A little bit late in the day today. It wasn't. I was too busy earlier, so yeah. So I was came in a little quick. I guess because I was thinking. I was. How do you say it? I was talking to one of my coworkers. He kind of he kind of knows what I do, like on the internet world. And we had a discussion, right? He asked me what I do or what do we typically do. What is the response? Blah 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 and stuff like that, right? And he asked me like, "Oh, do people kind of think that you shouldn't be doing this?" And I was like, I don't know. People that dislike us tell us that. People that dislike us tell us that we shouldn't be vigilante. I guess catching people. As civilians, exposing people. I guess you could say because we're not the law. So it got me thinking. I'm like, look up Ring of Ringo TV reaction. Who is that? Go 10. What are you doing? How's the lesbian corn going with you? Yeah. So Jurassic Park time. Oh wait, it's sloppy time. Yeah, it's sloppy time. So be it. We could talk about dinosaurs another time. But yeah, so we get it a lot, right? He's a big want to do anything against them in the first place. Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, I know that, but a lot of I've had a lot of conversations behind the scenes with police officers through email mainly, a couple of phone conversations, and depending on the state, I don't know if they, I guess, frown upon or they think what we're doing we shouldn't do. But I always respond back like, you know, if you guys don't do it, if you guys are not putting the footwork, if you guys are not on these Discord or Messenger or wherever teens hang out with, if you guys are not doing it, then all these kids that are getting, maybe groomed or send images that they shouldn't are gonna get him, and then I don't get a response back sometimes. So I've gotten into arguments with a couple of police officers. So that's why I always, I talk to my surroundings outside in the real world. And one of them was one of my coworkers, and he was like, "Yeah, so how do people react when you are, uh, ex- calling the police, or what do they respond? Do they go to their house? Do they do this? Do they do that?" And I tell them like, once in a while they'll go to their house or they'll arrest them, like Chloe Esther, he went to jail. He went to jail, and because he's special needs, and he made it seem like he didn't know what was going on, and he got left out. There's a video where he talks about it. There's a video where he talks about that he went to jail for doing some stuff to a kid, and because of lack of evidence, they let him go. When he's admitting in that video that he did it, and then he gets arrested, and they let him go. Uh, how long ago was EDP exposed, and he hasn't gone? Yeah, and that's the tough part. And then they blame it on the guy that exposed them. Right? What happens if EDP or whoever that guy is? I don't want to say. I don't know if they flag me if I say that name, but if this dude um, was going for a real, child, right? If it was a real child, they would have been like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever." But because luckily it was I guess a predator group, uh, they were like, "Oh, the predator did it incorrectly," blah blah blah. It's like, well, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to distinguish who's right and who's wrong when it comes to these type of situations. A lot of people that dislike us always, say, "Hey, you're doing it. You shouldn't do it. Let the police handle it. Let law enforcement deal with these individuals." And I'm like, we can't. I guess because I'm a father, right? And I see these things going on Discords, on group chats in different places and stuff like that. I I picture myself like, what if my kid was in one of these kind of group chats or Discord servers or whatever, and because I'm like, no, no, let the police deal with it. I allow my child to be around those type of individuals because people are gonna be like, you're a vigilante, or you're not police officers, you can't arrest them, blah blah blah. And it gets infuriating sometimes for me, because we have, as you guys see on my streams all the time, we show images, videos, voice calls, them admitting they did these things, and we all these things that I show here on my streams, we show it to their local police departments. The police should, for once, listen and go through the evidence that was brought to the. Yeah, yeah. We it's a sad thing, right? Because we typically send all the information, any information that we have, and like that's why when we say we get people's addresses, it's not to do evil things, 95% of the time, but it's to locate their local police department so we could be, accurate to where we had to call them. Because then they're gonna, if we just call a random police station and he doesn't live there, then they're gonna be like, oh, this is not in our jurisdiction. You got to find where he lives and send all this information, and we typically do. And when we do, we email the police. Sometimes I call the non-emergency hotline, or not hotline, but their non-emergency phone number, and I talk to them, and they're like, okay, well, send me the information, let me know who this guy is, where he lives, blah blah blah, and we'll deal with it. Cops are bastards. They defend people like, yeah. Well, it takes a lot, I guess, to expose a pred. You have to catch him, videotape him, and all that. Like I seen a couple of channels on YouTube that I follow, that they go and meet this person, and a lot of the times they get arrested. Me personally, that's what, if I was single, I didn't have kids, and I was able to travel freely, I would genuinely do that instead. Like, go to people's houses, the predators' houses, and expose them like that. But because I can't, because obligations, husband obligations, father obligations, mortgage obligations, electric bill obligations. I can't. So my only way to do it is doing it through here, and hoping that someone that does this stuff is able to kind of, um, you know, get it, get with it with us, But if the cops don't get to Didi, then I will. I would get Zijanaro with the police, of course, and settle over there. Yeah, the mom, the aunt will try to fight you or something. She seems ghetto. She seems like she'll try to fight you and shit. What's up, Chayton? Cops can be predators like Hollywood and main weird. What? Yeah, yeah, what? Yeah, Hollywood could be a lot of crazy stuff too. Goten, you're a little crazy with the lesbian corn and stuff like that. So hey, you might fit in that group. Sorry, I didn't like me. I don't have nothing against police officers. I just, sorry about your comments blowing up. What do you mean? What comments? What do you talk about? Um, Here on the stream? What? I don't know which comments are you talking about. Let me fight DD. I don't know. Well, have you seen my thumbnail? That may be DD. That Chat GPT, man, is something else, man. That shit. Now my thumbnails are gonna be are gonna be way better than than before. So I appreciate Chat GPT for the help when it comes to fucking these things. He won't. He showed himself shirtless once, and I'm a bit bigger than him. Yeah, no, Roberto, I'm pretty sure you could beat him up. I'm sure you could beat him up, and he'll cry. He's gonna say you beat up a disabled guy, a guy with autism and Tourette's. I've never gotten the whole Tourette's thing. Like he says, I say mean things when I'm mad. I'm like, everybody says mean things when they're mad, you know? I say mean things when I'm mad. Does that mean I have Tourette's? It's like, come on, man. That's crazy. I can't fit in the May. Can Didi fight off a PDF killer? I don't think so. Just get a knife and, you know, do something. I'm not saying what because it could get flagged here. Leon teams up with Didi. I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, some of Leon's friends. I'll add you right now, Tian. Hold on. Yeah, I'll add you right now. Hold on. Some of Leon's friends were in Didi's chats all the time, that praising him, saying, "Oh, you're exposing Zexio," not knowing that all the evidence that Didi was doing was all fake. It was someone else, but yeah, shit. Leon, yeah, I'll do that. Didi needs to be deep. Yeah, I'm sure he will one day. Uh, a lot of calls to his house, a lot of stuff sent to his house. I'm sure the mom or the aunt is gonna be, crazy. Where can you donate? You donate to yourself, and you being here is all the donations I need. Caucasian. All right, I could add you back.
Like I'm trying to like it was funny because like due to my job I can't really like smoke like while wearing the like the suit and all that, right? So
Yeah.
I'm trying to like adjust to vaping on the weekends and then fucking smoke cigarettes like on the weekdays when I'm not working or I'm working very
Mm-hmm.
little. So like I had my vape with me, right? And I was about to go outside and fucking and I'm like thinking, what am I doing? I can vape inside. Dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, no, Jesus Christ, your phone didn't blow. You must have your notifications like YouTube wise muted.
Yeah. I was wondering what you were talking about. I just checked now.
There's like
I
40
guess.
on your stream from last night.
Yeah, I was thinking you. I thought you were talking about. I had a lot of comments blowing up on my stream today. I'm like, wait, no, I just started, so I don't. It's the same people that show up, which I appreciate all the people that show up, that come in and comment. But I was like blowing up, like it's not going super fast. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? But now I checked my previous live stream, and I guess there was like what 40 something, 30 something.
Yeah. Like I was like, yeah. It started off as just a little like two people, and then it led to basically, I think it was like
Okay.
three against one. I'm like thinking,
Mm-hmm.
some of you fucking haven't even mentioned anybody, or like I was
Yeah.
referring to some of the calling out some of the hypocrisy, just
Mm-hmm.
giving my critique, and then fucking led it one day or another. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was playing online with before I joined in. I was finally Jordan and Dragon have been bugging me about playing Marvel Rivals,
Mm-hmm.
that new game that came, like kind of like Overwatch and Fortnite, but with the Marvel character. It's actually a lot of fun. I
Mm-hmm.
played with mainly
Yeah.
Dragon. It was a lot of fun. We're
Yeah.
gonna try to. I've been, but like that was one thing I was. We're gonna try to play again on Monday, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a fun game. But
Mm-hmm.
like I was like thinking, Jesus. Uh, I said, I hope Sloppy. I said, I think I told the guy, I said, yeah, Sloppy's gonna be like, wake up, wake up. He's gonna be like, oh damn, 40 comments. What the fuck's going on?
No. Like I just checked them, and it's just you guys is arguing, I guess. But
Yeah, it
no,
was just your.
yeah, I
Go
would have
ahead.
deleted them if I would have deleted them if I saw that it was getting too unhinged. I just saw them, and it just seemed like you guys were having a discussion. The only thing that I'm reading right now that I didn't like that you said is the whole something about his brother. teaching him something.
Oh
Like
yeah,
is
yeah.
I just read that right now, and yes, I don't condone that. That's
To be
when it
to
comes.
be fa- like to be fair, like I get that. I only like my whole saying that he keeps doing the kid that remarked to me.
Mhm.
So at
Yeah,
that
I don't
point, I'm
like
like,
that either. Yeah, I
huh?
don't like that when it comes to kid. When you guys are discussing kids, that's when I'm like, nah, this is the like
Yeah,
if you talk attacking each other personally, I think that's fine. Like that's normal. But when like, like when he brings or they bring your kid, and then what you said about the older brother or something, I'm like, no, that's
yeah.
a little bit too far for both of
Oh
you guys.
yeah, yeah. No, I just like again, it wasn't right for me to say it, but I'm just like, if that's the one time I'll give him that like a more extreme receipt, then yeah,
Yeah,
I'll take because like at the beginning I was like, here's my criticisms. And then I think it was Cherry's comment where she's like, "Oh, just like your dad." And I'm like thinking, "Yeah, this is how you lose every time you argue with me. You can never win because you cannot like that is always your rebuttal. It's not, oh well, here's why I disagree. One, two, and three. First, I was like, okay. I was like, if you want to act like children, I'll treat y'all like children.
yeah. So yeah, I'm reading them right now, and for the most part, everything seems like you guys are just talking crap to each other. But like I said, the only thing I've seen that I was not okay with, that I'm most likely gonna delete the comments because yeah, it's uh,
Yeah, it does get very vulgar or very vulgar.
yeah. So and I don't when it comes to kid stuff and stuff like that, I don't
Yeah,
like it. So I'm most likely not, but yeah, I'm reading them right now. I'm just reading all of them. I'm most likely gonna read them later, but yeah, I'm reading them. I read a few in the beginning right now, and
yeah.
like, there's 40 messages, so I'm gonna most
Yeah, I
likely
know, and some
read them
were
later.
long. All I would say is I'd be like, anything I said that was low was as a receipt to above to the above messages. So if you see something, you're like, oh, that's how I lied. There's probably a reason why it was said.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but we
But
just back on topics. What do you think about uh, should civilians expose predators? What do you think?
well, like okay, I don't have an like issue with that. I would say as long as it wouldn't. Now, like, how would they expose them? Would they just expose them publicly? Would they expose them to like the police? What's the what's is it just a generalization of should civilians expose Preds?
Well, like for me, my way of exposing is showing it here and calling the police. There's others that show up to the person's house and confront the person there. I think that's a little bit more dangerous once in a while because you never know when they open the door
Yeah,
what you'll get. But there's a good amount of channels that do go meet up with these people. Most of the time at a public place, but there has been instances that they show up to a person's home, and
they
that's when I'm like,
masquerade as an underage kid or some shit like that.
well, they say, oh, my mom's dropping me off. I told her that she's dropping me off at my friend's house, something like that. Like make a scenario where they're dropping her off, and then it's them showing up.
Yeah, like I guess like in the grand because I like I guess in the grand scheme of things, I guess it would be considered more of a case by case situation. But like, let's say, okay, like you and I both have kids, and we know people, we have friends who have kids, or we know people, or we family members who have kids, and all that. So, like, I could see it would be in our best interest to let people know to
Hmm.
protect our not only our kids but other people's kids.
Hmm.
Um, like I would kind of like I guess it depends because do you want to put yourself in danger in that situation because like you said you don't, never know kind of people we're dealing with. On the other hand, um, could certain matters like exposing it publicly could that affect a a potential case?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that people could see, be like, oh well, wouldn't this affect a potential thing? I don't know if it would, because it just, again, I like, states are completely different. So again, I'm basing this off of what I would know. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would affect it. Like, for example, here, if let's say, oh, this guy down the street's a pred, let me make a video about him, and here's the proof and all that. And
Yeah.
if it's forwarded to the authorities, I don't think that would affect anything, because again, but also like the Chris Hansons of the world and shit like that, it's they kind of made a living off of that as well.
Yeah.
But see, like it's I would say, like, if you feel like somebody is in there, like when who was found out to be one,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of us went to go tell people who what this type of person was. So I would say, I feel like we should, as especially around the people that may know him or know her or know whoever. Um, I guess it would just, again, vary on how to expose them to the people you care about. Do you expose them to law? To me, the two most important things would be people that you know or care about, and law enforcement. Those will probably be the first two things you would do if you have proof and know that this person is a pred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of times that's the first thing we do, right? First thing we ever do when we find information, we get a substantial amount of information, because we can't
Yeah.
just put one image and then be like, oh, he did this, and here's the image. Then you'd be like, well, that's not enough evidence for us to do anything. So we decoy. We have people that over the age of 18 that talk to some predators, and they send images that they shouldn't to these underage people. We save that, and then we have like they make a conversation for like a day or two where that person's saying, "I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you," blah blah blah, and then get enough evidence to make sure that they send an image of themselves. Maybe sometimes FaceTime, like on Discord calls, like video chat, anything to show proof that this person is that person, and we do that quite often. Like you seen the videos I showed yesterday, right? The one with
Yeah.
Stanley admitting that he groomed 6 years old. We sent that to the police, and they never did anything. They said, "Oh, we'll get back to you." They went to his
Well,
house, but they were looking for something else.
and another example is they never did anything with Brian Absher. I'm assuming, correct?
Yep. No. Well, I don't think
Because
they did. Doesn't seem like if Brian Acker's still around. He was there at Steve's channel yesterday, I think, or the day before,
was he in the stream, or was he just in the comment section?
in the stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he apparently made a new channel. I subscribed to it because, again, he's like car crash TV for me. He's like my
Mhm.
my little enjoyment of things. Like that's kind of how I look at wrestling otaku as well. It's like they're like my car crash entertainment, where I just, if I, well, let's do a train wreck. But
Mhm.
then he deleted it, and I was like, oh, I guess he's going away for another 5 months. Well, apparently not. But yeah, I brought that up because I just, like, again, he just recently did was back for a cup of coffee, so I was like, yeah, he's a um, and we all know, like, people like Junko and Daniel and even Leon are not, or Kyle. Kyle's the one that shocks me, just because of the fact that
Yeah.
he's the fucking what's the word I'm looking for, of all the shit, the dumb shit he said.
To
But
be in a mental asylum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he already has been in one.
who, Kyle?
When he was 17,
Oh yeah.
he got in a fight with his father, and I think that's the main reason he kicked him out too. He or stepfather. He had issues with the stepfather, because the stepfather most likely told him to man up and get a job and stop being a bitch. and he didn't like that, so he fought his father, and that's why they fell out, and that's why he left to Leon's place. And got it for the mischief. Tacos are delicious. I'm Mexican, so I enjoy
Yeah,
tacos all
tacos are fucking great.
the time.
Like,
But yeah,
yeah, like so that's also the problem. But then also you kind of look at it as well. Then if cop like this is what I like when I had critiques about things about the doxing thing with certain people. But on the other hand, I've always said my issue with a doxing is people who just dox people who they say, oh, well, they are Preds, even though there's no legitimate proof. Like when Arthur was doxed, right? Or
mm,
so you know, I don't
yeah,
care what happens. If these people that are Preds or whatnot and are legitimate, I don't care what happens to them. They can get a bullet to the head. I don't like to be honest. That would be probably some better off. Here and there,
mhm.
they just get their nuts chopped off.
Yeah. So our first thing to do is, like I said, contact the police with substantial evidence. We tell, sometimes we tell the people, yeah, we sent the images, you'll be all right. The police is on it, blah blah blah. We tell this to the like sometimes to the victims, right? The people that
Yeah.
were getting groomed by this, so they feel relieved, right? They were like, okay, cool, yeah, we need to get this guy out of the internet because he's doing this to a lot of people. Police message me back or email me back weeks later, or I had to follow up to them, and the victim's like, hey, so what's going on with this guy that that I told you about? Oh, well, the police hasn't responded. Let me email them, blah blah blah. And that's when I get responses sometimes when that say, oh, your evidence, we need more. It's like, how much more do you need when I'm giving you the voice clips, I'm giving you videos, I'm giving you messages, I'm giving you the image he sent of himself, and you need more evidence? What else do you need? Like, do you need me to take him to the police station and have him admit himself? And that's when me, the police officer or whoever, gets a little bitchy with me, saying, "Oh, the vigilante predator hunting. It's not always a good thing. This and that." I'm like, well, it's better than what you guys are doing.
Well,
And
yeah.
and
Like, look, I'll put it to you this way, right? It's so stupid how they will it takes so much. Granted, these are pretty serious charges, so I can understand it from that point of view. However, like for example, like I'll use myself for as an example, right? When my ex-wife tried to fucking do file harassment stuff against me, right?
mm,
And like when it was so funny because when I actually looked at the stuff that apparently proved that I was doing it. First off, the location, she never owned a house. At least at that time. I don't know about nowadays. Uh she and then the most important thing, the woman in the video was not even her. But it was so stupid because she was able to do all that and get me at least arrested. I bailed out and all that stuff, and then I got the everything dropped. But the point is that it's so stupid when that stuff when they don't even have enough, like where they think they look at it and they're like, okay, well, this is enough, even though like this doesn't add up, this doesn't add up, these messages are out of whack or something like that. All right, we'll go get them. But then you send him all this stuff or send them all this stuff, pretty much confirming proof, no sugarcoating anything. They're like, oh yeah, we need more.
yeah,
Like to me, I would think it would at least be enough to get a you would think at least it would be enough to get a warrant to arrest somebody.
mhm. Yeah, and I think a lot of the times when I will call, like when I call the non-emergency, um, they give, like, I tell them, yeah, I know this guy has done this. He has groomed this minor and sent images to them, and shares different type of things with the individual. And they give me an email, and I email them, and then we go back and forth, and they don't do anything. I even asked them, like, could you guys just at least go confront them and be like, hey, we got all these images. Oh, well, we can't do that yet because we need enough evidence. And I'm like, well, he's gonna be roaming the internet world as we speak, he's most likely talking to another minor, and he's like, "Well, we can't do nothing about it." I'm like, uh, then that's our second step is to make videos, show people who these people are. If someone knows who that person is, like in real life, is able to I guess confront them. That's why I broadcast it. And if someone wants the evidence, if it's a bigger channel that could get a bigger reach, that's why I always say, ask me and I'll give it to you, anything you need, because the more people that show these individuals, the better. Like I said, I get, well, let's say 200 views, on my streams. So if someone that gets thousands and thousands of views needs, wants this information, I'll gladly give it to them. I'll, tell them all the information they need. It's just that, like, we got to broadcast it here, and that's the second thing we do. And then the third thing is, we might harass them a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing. Like, like, and that's what's fucked up about the situation, right? It's like then this type of situation goes into not like this, but like it feel like you feel like you're at a point, and this for anybody where when you try all those things, what else is there left to do? Well, if the police won't do anything, this doesn't do anything. You go grab a mask and you go fucking be vigilante and you fucking go beat up the fucker or do something
Mm-hmm.
horrible to that person. But then the irony of that is, then you get arrested. That's what happened to
Yep.
Cain Velasquez. I think recently actually he was found guilty
Yep.
of and serving. I think I can't remember how many years. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. It was a good amount of years in prison,
Mm-hmm.
and he shot at a vehicle. Now I will say, I don't know if the person that was accused of touching his family member was shot. It was more so I think family members. That part I don't like because whether or not we don't know, I don't, and granted I did not look into it further. So who knows
Mm-hmm.
if they were in on it? But if they are just his family members there for him, they are just bystanders that didn't deserve to get shot. But it's just the irony that like this guy, like I don't know if the other guy got off scot free, which would have been more fucked up. But it's just the idea that he did that, pissed off
Mm-hmm.
as any person would do,
Yeah.
and fucking that's like what I say about the internet, for example, right? It's so easy for anybody on here, like
Mm-hmm.
not to go into too much back to the comments, but a lot of people can say whatever they want on here about whoever, their kids, their families, what have you. I said, but 90% of these people will never say it to your face because depending on the area, you're going to get punched, stabbed, or shot, or all three. I said, so
Yeah.
that's the problem with the internet. You can basically get away with all that, which again, it's I've been on here long enough to know the game, if you will. I just know how to play it and play it
Yeah.
good. But the fact
So.
is that it's just like he's it just sucks for someone like Cain Velasquez, who was, you know, like legally he was doing the wrong thing, but morally among a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
he was doing what any parent or any family member would do, protecting their kid from a scum of the earth.
Yep. Yep. That's why the whole vigilante argument, yeah, happens. We luckily we do it here on the internet, so it's a little bit more safer, I guess you could say, when it comes to the predators are not going to attack us or nothing like that. But it's less action because you have to wait till you get emails back. You got to wait till this. You got to wait till the police officer gets all the information and hope that they take action. When you go up to the person, it's right there and then. You call police right there and then, and the police shows up, and you show them the evidence there, and the guy has intent because he went to wherever the said child was going to be at. That's why a lot of people go to the grocery store, go to the McDonald's, or go to a place, because then that shows intent. On the internet, you can't really do that because you just go to a server and you're there. But when you meet the person in real life, and the person that gets accused of being a pred shows up to where the location that he was supposed to meet up this underage child, it's already intense. So he could go to jail for that already. And on the internet, it's very tough. And as you can see right now, I'm going to show a video. Chloe Esther, he's from the UK, and he admits to doing these things. He admits to being arrested. I'll let you hear it.
So he did get arrested for this stuff.
He got arrested, and they said he admitted, and that it was lack of evidence. I'll show you right now.
Okay.
Lee, you saw me and Paige
Okay.
having sex in
Yeah, I
my
get it.
own bedroom.
Okay.
Well, you need to stand up for yourself, Dad. Because you've got bad habits, you have. You've got fucking bad habits. Obviously, yes. I did have sex with Paige. Obviously, yes. But that was just for fun. And now, since I left
I'm assuming the
Mum,
person he's referring to having
I
sex
got in
with was the
jail
minor.
for it.
His underage sister.
Oh, so we got not only pedophilia, but we got fucking
Incest.
incest. Okay.
Yep.
I got away with it. There was a lack of evidence. And now I got away with it. But I won't go to jail this time for it.
Pause it real
Because I
quick.
will
So,
fucking not go to jail.
is he getting arrested for the same crime?
No, he got arrested, right? For I guess being with an underage girl. So
Oh, not a sister.
no, they that was when they were like younger.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask if like the UK has double jeopardy law there.
No,
If he got charged with that.
No, it's a different. So there was they had a decoy, right? They had a decoy, and he sent images. He sent his number. He sent all these things to the decoy that he thought it was, I think, 14 or 15. They sent me all the images, and well, Chloe allowed us to get his passwords for Facebook and some other stuff. Yeah, we asked for permission. He clicked the link and accepted the permission, and I was able to go onto his Facebook channel and post all his images on his Facebook page, and his family saw it and all that, so he got arrested, and they asked him about it, and he lied, saying that that's not his images, that this and that. You'll see. He keeps going. We'll talk about ITB.
Yeah, ITB.
Because of what I've done in the past. Because all you fucking did was never cared. My mistakes, Dad. And you never fucking listen. And I come clean. And I come clean with it, Dad, because of you. You was never there for me. You was never there. Like, you're supposed to be my wingman.
The wingman for his underage sister.
Always be a traitor towards me, towards Chelsea, towards Paige, and towards Nathan. That's what I did. I can't turn it back now. I got away with it. I got away with it. I learned my lesson.
It's disgusting.
See, obviously you don't understand me that well, do you? Mum, I love you. I will protect you.
Heard that he's had sex
No
with his
matter
own
what.
sister?
Yeah,
I'm still your son, and you are still my mother. And I will do everything to protect you. If it's the kids being horrible to you, I will show them the true me.
Pedophile.
the pedophile.
If it's someone else, then I will still protect you no matter what.
It's crazy.
Who's he talking to?
You're not pretty good much of a father, aren't
His
you?
dad.
And I got away with it, Dad. I got fucking away with it. At least like you told me off. It was my fault for doing it. And now that these fuckers online keep talking about it as well.
Well, did you hear that?
I'm talking about what I did to a 14-year-old. Yes, that was me, to be honest. And a matter of fact, that was me. I gone to jail and I was interviewed with my attorney. I said yes to an attorney, and he made me bail, put him on bail, and lie low until my phone was already released.
Lying low, yeah, he's making a public video about this.
When I'm finished.
Yeah. So these type of stuff, right? We're admitting he admits he did it. He says that there was lack of evidence, but he admitted that he did stuff to an underage person twice. I guess his sister, Paige, is his sister.
Okay.
And Chloe, I guess, had intercourse with his own sister for fun. That's what he claims. And then it happened again with the 14-year-old, and he got arrested, and he went to jail. And I guess the lawyer, I guess you could say, what do you call it, public defender?
Yeah. Bailed him out.
I guess bailed him out. And
that's wild.
Yep, and he's still on the internet. He still makes live streams. He once in a while freaks out on people and says he's gonna murder or unalive people, and the police doesn't do shit. I don't know how the laws are in the UK, but me personally, the only thing I was able to do is ask permission for his Facebook account and post all the stuff that he was saying to a minor, and that's how he went to jail. And I pride myself for getting him in there, but he got left out. I think he was in there for like a month, and then they let him out.
And then he's back on the internet.
Yep.
And there's no word if he's facing, like, if there's any trials or anything going forward.
Nope. I think they dismissed it because of quote unquote lack of evidence.
And see, that's what's stupid with that is because that's why that's why I say like there are ways to handle it with some of these, and then there are ways not to. And it just feels like sometimes you just feel like you try to do things the right way, and now and they don't care, and all you gotta do is just fucking. But it's also stupid because, again, like, I remember when I was in, like, for example, I remember when just to give you an example how stupid like certain like jails are, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in county, this was years ago, and I'm sitting in there, and we're all shackled up, mind you. I don't think we were shackled together. This isn't holding. We were all shackled up.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked a cliche question, and it was primarily because I just wanted to see, but even if I'm found guilty, this is a class B. It's not even like a serious offense. Why am I shackled up? I look over, and now apparently, I think a year prior, people tried to escape. That's one of the reasons. But I'm literally asking a few people, and one guy tells me weed possession. One guy told me child support. I actually had a lot of people say weed possession. And one guy said child support. And it's so stupid when granted, yes, you want to be able to support your kid. I'm not trying to say that, but little things like that, like possessing weed, or possessing fucking or not paying your child support. Get you locked up quick. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
And then something like that, you gotta fucking do whatever you can to, or like even when you provide basically enough evidence that I would think would provide would warrant a arrest warrant, and nothing. That's but also on the other hand, I've criticized people over the years about like people, like I've always said that the word pedophile gets tossed around like candy with people without any substantial evidence. It's like I said in the comment section earlier, I said that I feel like certain people just call out anybody pedophiles if they don't like them, not because they believe they are, just because they don't like them, and that's probably the best insult they could give. And it's just something that, and that's also the problem, I guess, with maybe police taking that stuff seriously, because we got a lot of idiots out there who constantly call people pedophiles or rapists, or I'm not just referring to like me of my past experience. I'm talking about just in general, because I've seen it. Hell, I've been guilty of doing it myself in the past. Nowadays, I just do it just to be like, well, if I'm this, well, if we can call each other whatever we want, I'm gonna call you this just for shits and giggles. Do I really believe the person is? No. I'm like, well, just for shits and giggles. Yeah. But like, my point is though, is that we like that word has been bastardized on this platform, probably other platforms, to where that could be a possibility why police don't take this shit seriously, because they probably look on the internet and see all this shit. So I would also say that, to go back to the civilian expose Preds, I would only do it if you actually have like legit evidence, like for example, Sloppy, because unfortunately a lot of people on here just use it like it's fucking going out of style. And it's like, and maybe you're not you, but like you, the ones who are falsely accusing people without any evidence, you're the reason why some of these actual Preds are still roaming on the internet, because of idiots like you who go and falsely call people this without any evidence whatsoever. If you had evidence, like legitimate evidence, I'm not talking like just something you think is evidence, I'm talking legit evidence and a lot of it, then fair, go at it. But if you don't, I would say that's part of the problem as to why maybe cops see this and don't take it as seriously. Again, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not in law enforcement. It could be a completely different reason why they don't take it more seriously. But that's just something that I could see because of what I've seen over the internet for, like, literally, I think when I first started coming into this community, not this, like your community, but just the community in general. First thing, like I talked, I think the last stream when I first met Daniel, was, oh, Taku's a pedophile. That was what everybody was saying. Hey, I drank the Kool-Aid too at that time. I will admit that there. But, it was just like, that was like the first scene. And I remember watching videos, and like they were showing videos, and I'm like thinking, I don't know if he's a pedophile. He's a creep. He's perverted. But I don't think he's fucking a pedophile.
PDF file.
Oh, yeah, PDF file.
PDF file. I don't want to get my thing.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, and to Princess's statement about, yeah, it could also just be police corruption. That could be it too. I'm not even gonna, like, I'm just trying to think of the other reasons why this type of stuff doesn't get taken seriously, if you will, because it's just I feel like this is something that people should, like law enforcement, and just should take seriously.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. Like I said, I've had conversations with many police officers behind the scenes, and a lot of them in the beginning, the first minutes of conversation, they seem interested, and then they slowly kind of like, I told them like, yeah, we have the images. Okay. Yeah. Here's an email. Send all the information. and give us the name, give us where he lives and stuff like that, and then we'll get back to you if we need more information. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, sounds good. Here, give me the email, I'll send you the stuff, and a week passes by, and I'm like, okay, I see it because we see the guys on YouTube, right? The guys that we're exposing, we see them still commenting or posting on the community tabs. So we're looking stupid because we told these people, oh yeah, we called the police already. They said they're gonna get to them and this and that. And then 2 days later, the guy's commenting on his YouTube channel, like if nothing's happening, and it makes us look bad because we told the victims like, oh yeah, we called the police, we did this, we did that, and then they message us, hey, well, so and so, he commented on my video, or he made a community post. Is the police ever going to get him? And that's when we kind of scramble and we email back the police, and the police says, "Oh, well, we need more information." And it's a recurring thing. So we get I guess generic responses, and then it makes us look bad because the person's still roaming the internet world. So hence that's why after the police doesn't do anything, we kind of do the vigilante stuff. The finding out where they live, and calling them, letting them know their fucking P3DOs and other stuff. But the other stuff a little bit more behind the scenes stuff. I can't disclose that on a stream.
Yeah. Well, and also it's like one hand I could see, okay, police case, like it takes time to start up cases and do that, but on the other hand, it's like even if they say, well, I got a big workload, how many of those can be pushed aside for right now? Like how many traffic stops can be like, or traffic ticket maybe things like some minor like that? How many of those can be pushed aside for the time being for something more important? It's just like
Mhm.
it's like the workload thing. Hell, even in my city, they are like my police department here in San Antonio. They are completely understaffed, whether it's in the department or in the fucking legal, like the prosecutor stuff.
Mhm.
Like they I think 2 months ago they had 7,000 cases still that they were needing to work on. They've gotten it down to
Damn, dude.
2,000, but it's just become completely it's only because certain people have to do overtime because no one wants the job,
Mhm.
because like no matter what, even if you're a good-hearted individual, I'm not saying all cops are bad, but it's a thankless job.
No, Mama Rolf. We're gonna keep calling Daniel, and Chingy is gonna call him. I have his number too. I'm gonna call him one day.
Wait, is it? Well, didn't he change his number?
Did he? I don't know.
I think I think I think I think someone tried to call him and he said that the number was disconnected or something.
No, boo.
I was like, dang, that's quick. I guess his mom is just used to constantly changing the numbers. So we're just like, oh, we have a savings just for changing the number.
Mhm. And rightfully, like for me, when the mom and him, they're like, oh, people are harassing me, this and that. They're doing it for a reason. Like no one has called me and harassed me. If they found my number, I'm sure they still wouldn't, but I hope so. But no one harasses me because I don't do anything bad. Like I don't do these type of things that these other people do that deem them getting called, like Stanley, like Dee Dee, like Daniel,
You don't
Otaku
threaten
was
them
getting
or anything like
called.
that. You're just like probably like kind of like how I was. I was like, and like basically, I was like, hey. Funny thing, I don't know if he was acting. Well, he's too stupid to think he was acting along, but like before I started recording, he was like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "Charlie." And he's like, "Charlie who?" And I'm like, "You don't recognize my voice? You were obsessed with me for 2 years and you forgot how I sound?" And he's like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "Well, let me give you a name that you will probably know." And I was like, "Hangman." Ring any bells now? Then he finally got it.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's still
Ironically,
on.
he thought, because Cause like the most I did was like I fucked with him in texts like earlier in the day where I was pretending to be somebody else and say, "Oh, I'm outside your house, motherfucker. I'm gonna beat you up." And he,
Wow.
huh?
That's funny. No, I said that's funny.
Oh, and then he's like, uh, I think that's what he said. He thought it was Mason who was doing. I'm like thinking, you dumbass, you didn't realize I was basically the person doing that the entire day. I'm like
Yeah,
thinking, the
even that's
funniest
funny.
line I will still say is when he said that you realize, like, oh, thank you for giving me your number. I'm like thinking, are you that stupid?
Well, yeah,
Like,
he's not the brightest, guy in the world. Look at his
I at
views.
least thought he may have some sense to realize that because I thought, well, I don't think he really knows area codes, but
Hmm.
like, I thought maybe he would know his own area code, like the at least for Arkansas. I
Right.
was like, I thought at least he would know his own area code, but apparently he did not, which I
Yeah.
think is
So
funny.
skeptical. Yeah. No, he's not that smart. He still every message, um, on that girl that was scared, I guess, for her life, for because Daniel was wanting to hook up with her, and he hit up he hit up the friend to kind of get pointers on how to talk to that girl.
Yeah.
Remember when he was all like crying about it, saying that this girl, I just want to love her and stuff like that. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I messaged the guy and I told him, "Hey, dude, Daniel is still on that girl's comments, and every video that she makes, he's in that comment saying, "Oh, you're hot, you're sexy, you should be, like I like what you're wearing, this and that." On my head, I'm thinking she doesn't know that Daniel is the one that was Hiroshimura, because he had his new Instagram account is Daniel Rolfe. And the one he used to harass the girl was Hiroshimaru, something like that.
Yeah,
So
Hiroshima or some shit like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
and I'm guessing the girl doesn't know that Daniel Roth and Hiroshimaru are the same person, so she's responding to him on the community on the comments, not knowing that that's the same person that was I guess harassing her, saying that.
And his little pet, yeah, and his little pipsqueak pecker is probably sitting there getting all
Yeah,
like because like a roly poly because he thinks he has a chance with this chick,
yeah.
right? And it's sad. The only time he ever had like as far as I know, the only time he ever had a girlfriend was like an online girlfriend, but it's like even
Yeah.
he fucked that up. Ironically, because of a few reasons why, but one of the reasons was because of me, for example, for his obsession with me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, with these people who are constantly obsessed with these guys, sometimes like I'll say names like Daniel obsessed with either me or Otaku, Kevin with Arthur, and I said like how in the fuck are they ever going to get girlfriends? Because I could only imagine like Daniel's in bed with this chick, right? He's about to bust his nut in a girl for the very first time, which hopefully he's wearing a condom for her sake, because then she's got to carry that hell spawn for 9 months. But if he's trying to bust a nut, then he fucking yells when he's about to jizz. He yells otaku, or in Kevin's case, he's doing a chick. Hopefully, he doesn't break her in half and break the bed too. But he goes in there and does it, and then he yells Arthur Woodson or Arthur is a PDF file right when he about to bust a nut.
You're crazy.
Like I just can't see people like them, and I'm just using those two about how obsessed they are. Outside of the stuff with Daniel, I just don't understand like how a girl could be okay with if a guy actually wanted to date somebody, but all he talks about on Facebook, because I know you've shown pictures, like screenshots of his posts. It's all otaku. I'm referring to Daniel, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh okay, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah. I
what?
want I'll clarify for anybody who tries to say that. I don't know. outside of like Kevin Ryan my nuts. I don't know what he does outside of that stuff. But like I just can't see what the I guess the goal is. Like I'll use myself for example. Do I tell my girls like stuff going on the internet world? Yeah, it's good cheese, man. And sometimes she's so deep into politics, and sometimes to stress her out. I try to tell her, baby, you need to back off from the politics a little too much because I know it stresses you out. But I sometimes tell her that because it's good gossip and it's good fucking humor and it's a distraction. Be like, you know, with all the horrible stuff going on in the world, listen to some bullshit for a few minutes. But like I bring that up every so often. We have fun with it. We talk about it. I told her about people calling her a street hooker. She thought that was funny, and she just thinks it's funny coming from the people who are calling her that.
They call her a street hooker?
Yeah, Kevin calls her. I think he's. I don't know who. I don't know if anybody else does. Somewhat, but he's called her a street hooker a few times over the last year.
Oh damn! Why would he say that?
I don't know actually, because it was just out of the blue, and I was like she actually took it as a compliment.
Does your girlfriend get involved in like the discussions between them or?
No.
Oh, then why? Yeah, like that's the thing that I guess I don't like when
Yeah, the only time she ever says anything, like usually is only if someone says something to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think she's made a joke about Kevin after the fact. But to me, I look at that as like, okay, you're giving a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, she doesn't like it doesn't faze her, and we'll make jokes about it. It's like the little aggressive joke. We still joke about like me and her. I'll say it public. We still joke about that privately. It's a funny thing. I tell her, was I a little too aggressive with you, baby? Just only a little aggressive. You know, we just like it just stuff like that. It makes it like we don't take the shit seriously, right? But yeah, no. Like, I think he even took a picture of us from my Facebook or Instagram way before she was even kind of somewhat of a character on here. Like, she'll come and say hi. The only person she's really interacted with in a negative way, I think, was really Brian Absher. But she was she was just flattered that she called him or he called her pipsqueak.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she doesn't like. And trust me, I always tell people, if she really wanted to, the shit I've ever said, I'm talking any of the horrible shit I've said, no, she could do a lot worse in terms of, she could probably make most of the people who ever say anything cry on here. Trust me, sounds like I have to reel her back in whenever we're on a stream, be like, okay, don't say this, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But yeah, no, they called. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm looking for something real quick to share.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, they've called her that before, and I just think it's funny because I'm like thinking, I just look at it this way, and I'm like, hey, it's I always tell people, I'm like, if you're jealous of me getting a girl and you're not, and that you don't, because why else? Like it could be a multitude of reasons to get a rise out of me, but it's again like it's just a rinse and repeat thing, and it's just something I find hilarious regarding that. But and we don't really take it to life, but that's why I always tell people people like this is that's why they're always going to die alone. And not just him, but Daniel, for example. Daniel really does talk shit because, Daniel knows better. But even then, I don't. Daniel really he avoids being on streams because he's afraid.
Yeah. Speaking of Daniel, hold on. That's what I was looking for.
Oh.
So I guess you know how I think you and what's his name? Arthur were, I guess, calling him out, or I don't know what you guys were doing on this last stream.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, now he's upset with Arthur, and
he made a post.
He made a post. He's like, "No empathy, no sympathy. You can unalive with them, Phoenix Knight. Like he's very upset that Phoenix Knight called him out. That's his
Oh, by the
channel.
way, if I do screen record that, I'd probably have to post it on my channel unlisted because the file would probably be too big to send to you video wise. I have basic fucking Discord, so I
Why
just
you don't
have
have nitro, huh? You gotta get that
no,
nitro, bro.
no. Only like I'm not subscribed to every subscription known to man.
Uh-huh. It's all good.
No, but I like that. That's just easier for me. I could just do it in one quick whim, and then just if I need to maybe edit any notification I get or anything, I can just do that and then post it on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing and send you a link. I'll probably do that.
yeah,
If I don't do that tonight, I'll probably do it at the latest by Monday because I'll be
yeah,
I'll be busy this weekend.
yeah. That's
But
fine.
but yeah,
Great.
I'll post it. But I guess I don't know. I'm assuming he's at work because there's a lot of background noise where he's at. So I'm assuming he's still washing dishes or doing anything like that. I can't really shame on that because I've done that. You know, I kind of miss sometimes the simplicity of doing that.
Mhm.
But I like dressing up in suits now. So it's kind of on one hand I'm like, I miss the kitchen, but on the other hand I'm like, you know what? I like wearing suits.
Yeah, suits are always good.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me find something real quick. No, that's fine. I'll look for another time. But yeah, it's a tough job sometimes when we have to deal with the predator and the police and the friends because there's always gonna be the friends that defend these predators. My approach, good Lord, I can't find you anywhere, and here you are on Sloppy's panel as always. Well, welcome, D-Man.
Jordan, I haven't seen you message me and where were you? We were playing Marvel Rivals, Jordan. I know you're on Rant and Rave, and also I was like, I think when you went live, I was like, you want to know what I was doing? Okay, so let me tell you, I was doing my girl, then I was playing the game, and then I was on here, and I haven't seen you message me. It goes both ways, motherfucker. I hope you're doing good, Joe Jordan. But yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Slobby, because I am going to be heading out in a minute, but
Hmm.
let me ask you something. Like,
Sure.
how, like, because this is why I couldn't do the stuff you do because like, I could give my thoughts and opinion on it, but like the deep dive that y'all do,
Hmm.
especially like, and I know you have kids and all that, so I can't even say, well, I'm a father, so that's my reason. But even if I use that, it's kind of like so kind of not because you have kids yourself. How like how easy is it for you to be able to kind of sync out from doing this to like doing your work? Because I know you sometimes do it while you're like if you're at the computer and you're kind of different
Yeah,
things going on, but like I guess the family man, Sloppy, and then what you do here. Like is it like a hard thing to kind of switch from, or is it just go like a flip of a switch?
for the most part, yeah. But there's been a couple times that I leave a conversation like upset, and I don't show it. I'm not the type that shows emotions a lot when it comes to my in real life situations. I
Yeah,
typically act normal, but in my mind I'm thinking like, oh, this motherfucker needs to go to jail, this and that. Like I'll have it in the back of my head while I'm still with my kids, and then I think it maybe takes like a couple hours, an hour or two to kind of like, okay, you know, it's over. You could deal with it when you go back online, go hang out with the kids or go hang out with the wife or cousins or brothers or whatever to kind of, and that's what keeps me, sane. Going and hanging out with my kids and chilling, going playing outside. Not staying because if you stay on the computer the whole time, looking at all the nonsense, all the messages, all the dick pics, all the weird things that people want other kids to do and be, and it does affect you. There's a couple of guys that we know that kind of like are taking a break because they've seen a lot of craziness, and I don't, and I always recommend that for people that that see too much, because seeing it a lot, it kind of does mess with you mentally, because when I started this, I didn't think of it as much, but now that I'm like in it, I see all these conversations between a 14-year-old and 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-olds, and it once in
Like
a
you don't
while.
have to specify, but did you have your kids when you started this, or was this beforehand?
Yeah, I got like 20 kids, man. I'm telling you. But they're all different ages. No, I got a couple kids.
No, I'm
All
saying, did you start doing this before or after you had them?
well, I'm gonna say after, because one of my kids is he's 18. So
Oh, okay. Oh, goddamn.
yeah, so I'm gonna give a little insight of me when it comes to this. The main reason I started doing this is because my kid, the oldest, the one that's 18 now, he was getting harassed by a predator,
Oh shit.
and he was very secretive. My
The
kid,
predator?
no, my kid. My kid was
Oh,
very secretive because he was fearful that if he told me that there's a predator harassing him and his friends, that I will take away his toys or his internet and stuff like that. So that's when I realized that kids are afraid to tell the parents what's going on in their internet world, because they're a lot of them are afraid that they're going to take away their electronics, because 90% of the friends nowadays, Discord, online gaming, stuff like that. So if you take away that, then you take away 90% of their time of what they normally do.
yeah, and yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, um, and yeah, like yeah, I was always kind of not really the last question I asked, but the first one, because I don't know, maybe I haven't listened to every part of of every stream, but I feel like it's a question because that people maybe because I wouldn't be able to do it. Again, I could watch horror movies all day long and see people get brutalized and mutilated and whatnot. It doesn't bother me because even if it's based on a true story, I'm watching a work of fiction, at least in the silver screen or
Mm-hmm.
small screen or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like the movies that really terrify me, like that are based on true stories, like Zodiac and stuff like that, especially
Mm-hmm.
ones that were like unsolved or stuff like that. The Black Dahlia, for example. But like outside of that, like most things don't really phase me. But like some stuff like real life stuff like that, actually I take that back. The only thing that really bothers me, I don't like seeing like dogs or cats getting killed in horror movies. Probably one of the reasons why I don't watch a lot of Pet Cemetery. I know it more so has to do with bringing someone else, like a human being, back, but it's just like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even Cujo, which I remember one time Dan called my dog Loki Cujo, which I think is funny because she's a tiny little shit. My girl's dog is more of a fucking Cujo dog than anything. But like, I just because it is something that I feel like a lot of people would be curious about, just because it's something that it takes a special kind of person, because of the fact that that stuff will take a toll on you, depending
Well,
on how.
yeah, yeah. Well, you have to have a little bit of tough skin and be
Yeah,
okay seeing other men's penises. I guess that's the main one.
yeah,
There's a couple of them that are women, uh, woman genitalia and stuff,
yeah.
like the vagina, the boobs, the big old bellies, and sometimes, we see that quite often. So we kind of get used to it, because as kids we seen corn, so we seen what another man's thing looks like,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
woman's
was
stuff.
gonna
So
say, yeah, like that type of stuff. You kind of like look at it from that perspective, but also, like, I guess the other thing that works is that if you have a good support system around you, like your family, like even with me, not saying a lot of drama gets to me anymore, but like even if it did, like I could get done with a stream, right? I could have like this all out war with 4 other people, and I could just get off the stream, and then as soon as I'm in the other room or something, my girls are waiting, and we talk, do stuff, cuddle, whatnot. You know, I have that thing that if ever I got to that point, I have that support system or friends, right? But like someone around like a lot, not just someone I can just talk to on the whim. But like and yeah, the tough skin part, yeah. Like it's just something but I was always curious about that just because I could like it is something I feel like you would it is hard to do and some people I know can handle it for certain periods, but after a while it does get to them. So that's why I was like curious about that. Before I go, let me just read.
Yes.
See.
My hard drive or whose hard drive? What are you talking about, Vivica?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, saying that that he has younger friends and
yes, I don't have a lot of friends. They're right with our same age. The only ones I can think of are guys like Che and Gary and William. Yeah. Well, Joy, you're younger than me, motherfucker. You're like fucking what? You're like a year younger. So yeah, we had the same age. No, I'm kidding. Well, we like we're only like a year apart, but not a lot of drama gets to you, right? Oh yeah, you know how I know? I didn't tell you about the fiasco that was today yet. Although it would be some good conversation on that. Although and also before you if you do decide to delete those comments, Sloppy. By the way, don't do it just yet because I want to screenshot so I could just talk to them if I want need a good laugh. But yeah, probably be like, oh, we'll play a game and then we'll just laugh about it while we're in the call.
Yeah. Well, if I see that it's very very crazy stuff, most likely I'll do it. But
probably that's probably the one thing that's probably the lousiest on my end. It was just primarily, oh, your kid. I think I made a comment towards Kevin where I said about, you talk about my kid so much, you like her or something, because I was just like, I was kind of just trying to test, push his buttons in a way. It's probably why he stopped commenting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Until his what do you call it? What would I call him? I can't remember. But my point is though, is I was like, because I'm trying to find ways. I'm like thinking, well, if you keep bringing up the kid, I'm be like, well, I guess so you talk about her so much, you like her or something, because I'm like, all I see is your daughter. I'm like thinking. I'm like, most of the people who ever have said shit nowadays are not parents themselves and don't understand the idea. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna say I know. Oh, Jordan, you know about it? Who told you? You brought me up in my Uno stuff. Thanks for the Oh, you're welcome, Jordan. Hey, that part. Okay, well, Okay, well, I don't have to tell you. Anyway, or we could still talk about for shits and giggles, but you're welcome for the pre-promotion. But yeah, I was being the one thing I was being sincere on was I was like, yeah, I wanted him to be in the Uno thing with Jordan, so I could just say I whooped his ass in Uno, cheap victory. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. I already whooped Jordan and Dragon's ass in Uno, so that's all that matters. Jordan, you gotta download Monopoly. I just downloaded Monopoly and Wheel of Fortune. We gotta play those too. So you got PlayStation Plus, so you have no excuse. We'll play Wheel of Fortune. I'll whoop your ass there too. I won a perfect game the other day. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, and we'll talk again soon, Sloppy. As always, pleasure. Ta for now.
Peace. Yeah. So Vivica, I don't know what you're talking about or what topic. I don't know what you're talking about the Sloppy. I'm going to jump in. Yeah, for sure. Come in if you want. Yeah, of course. Anyone, it's open chat, so you're able to join if you want. And as long as you don't porn bomb me, that's all I ask for. The name of your live. Oh, Oh, okay. Then someone has agreed. Wait. So let me see what you wrote first. And if you but the first one you put it, and if you decided otherwise, your hard drive needs to be checked. I'm trying to figure out what do you mean. What do you mean when you say that? That's why I was like, wait, what? Who's hard drive? You know that's the main thing. We're talking about. Uh, they send us the images of the predators, images, not of the children. We don't get any images of children. Where the main things we get are images of the predators sending the images to children, and we send that to the police. Oh, you right now, J man. We send all those images to police. We send it to. Sometimes we call the parents. The parents are enablers. The parents blame their autism. They blame their disabilities for why they engage with kids that are 13, 14. There's a lot of variables when it comes to what we try to do to get them exposed, and it sucks sometimes. You know what I mean? We try our hardest, you know. What's up, G man?
Nothing much. Well, I was hoping Shaden would have stayed around, but then again, it's fine. I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do, and I don't understand why you like have it this late at night. But I guess I'll just I'll entertain this as for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while. But
yeah.
anyway, you said something about people making autism as an excuse as to why they like try to pred on other kids, right, and all that.
Right, right.
Well, I'm not going to say this as an excuse, but I have a theory on something for certain people that aren't predators that do have autism, and this is for those who have autism but are not predators. I think the reason.
You asked, and I am here. I aim to please. What's up?
Anyway, I was going to say my theory is that sometimes with like people like me on the mild autism on the spectrum, I think the reason why sometimes I'm like friends with people that are like somewhat the same age, which is kind of rare, but sometimes younger than me, is because I feel like sometimes the mentality, can of your brain, if can be like 10 years, behind,
Right,
and
right. I understand that. I understand that. That's why.
and I'm not saying that for anybody to take that as a way to, hey, is he making an excuse for the predators? No, the predators, man. I mean, the reason why people make that as an excuse why when they have autism is that they're trying to look for a cop out, trying to act like as if that's the reason why they can't control themselves of what they're trying to go after. And I'm like, then if that's the case, why even go online and try and search for a kid?
Well, Jordan, I was gonna say though,
I mean,
like
that's
with me.
I think no, not with you. No.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like when you're referring to about being with people like friends with people
Very
at the same
true.
age, right? See, like with me, a lot of my close friends are like, I guess in real life, are older than me. Like,
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I mean, most of us have friends that are somewhat the same age sometimes.
yeah, like I
like
like
I've even know a couple of friends that I've known since they were babies sometimes.
like literally. It's funny. So like at my at when I worked events, right?
Right.
I'm only really friends with one person that I'm like roughly around the same age as. Most of the other people that I'm friendly with, I wouldn't say like we're buddy, but we do like we out of all the workers, we talk. I probably talk with them the most. Are older people, either maybe 10, 20 years older, or even like probably like in their 60s, 70s, whatnot.
Oh, wait a minute. Caucasian just said say his name and he appears. Oh yeah, Joe Hendry thing.
So, like
Yeah,
right.
I get what you're talking about, but this is what I'm saying. Whenever I hear someone go with that route, make an excuse that they have, a disability because of their, lack of control of not trying to go after someone that is in a sexual way, that just shows me that you're irresponsible and you're not willing to take, like like again, not willing to take responsibility of your actions. You know,
Like
and
Jordan, let me ask you this. I know I talked about like my mental, like back in the day when we had issues. When my
and goddess of mischief, you're right. I mean, using disabilities in general is an excuse. Exactly, it's not.
Yeah, but for example, I did talk to you about my mental psyche back then, like at the beginning phases before everything went to shit, and I was
We were
and
friends for like a year one time before
yeah,
that all happened,
but like, did I ever
but
use my
I like this one better because at least we kind of understand each other better than we did
yeah
before.
yeah like like even if we have disagreements on things, like
Oh
we'll go
yeah, I
and
mean
be
sure. Hey,
yeah
look, I'd rather have a disagreement with
yeah.
somebody and not and just go with that whole agree to disagree shit. No,
Well,
if we're gonna disagree on something, that doesn't mean we're gonna automatically hate each other.
well, and even then, like even like this friendship now, like like I remember back then when like certain things happened, we had our own ways of handling stuff. Like I
Yeah,
would
hold on
handle,
a second. Wait, goddess of mischief. I hate my phone. Well, I bet the phone hates you too. I mean, it's a two-way street with my phone as well.
but like what do you call it? Like we've had different, like we've evolved, but like my point I was going to try to make was regarding did I ever use my disability as my reasoning for any reason, like any of the shit I said or mistakes I
Well,
made?
honestly, I don't think you ever did to try.
Yeah,
You never did pull that card, especially when you wanted to be the bad guy. As you
yeah,
claimed, which of course they wanted a bad guy. I'll give him a bad guy. I'll give him the baddest in bad guy they've ever seen, motherfucker. That kind of deal.
yeah, yeah.
No, he legit said that on his side of the story. Like, wait. Let me ask you something. Has he told you about our history, Sloppy?
I've watched videos, a lot of videos of you
Oh,
guys. Situation.
so you're
But I
like,
don't like bringing up the past that much. That's why I don't. I'll
well,
mention it here and there, but I don't like.
it's okay. I mean, the thing is, that's the past. I mean, but here's the thing. Sometimes when we bring some stuff up, you kind of learn some things of what you should do and what you shouldn't do in certain situations.
Yeah, like with us, I always look at it this way: when me and Jordan, or like Dan and I, or whoever else, like who were there basically from beginning to end, we're not really doing it for clicks. We're not doing it for attention. We're just like, it's kind of like showing, hey, we fucking, that's why, like, even the video that me and Jordan were in, where we fucking kind of had it was like a soap opera. At one parts we were tearing each other apart. Then there were moments where we were kind of calm to each other, and then we were back to
Yeah,
tearing. Like that video is, it's private, but that video is still there.
and you want to know why that was even happening? At the time, I think you were still with that, with that certain group. Which again, I mean,
yeah,
but here's the problem. I want to address a few things. Okay, first of all, I am not the reason why he left that certain group. I simply told him that it wasn't going to end up good, and it didn't. I didn't rub it in his face. I just
he
simply
didn't tell me to. Well, Jordan, you forgot to mention, you did tell me if I didn't leave, there'd be dire consequences. I'm kidding.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Well, dire
I'm
consequences.
sorry.
That
I
doesn't
just had
mean
to
I'm
say
going to
that.
threaten your life, but oh well. The thing is, I even told him that it wasn't going to end well, if you stayed there. And I'm not saying it was going to be from me, it was going to be from the inside. And I did not rub it in his face. Did I not tell you that I was sorry that it happened?
Oh yeah, you did.
I did
Like
not rub
I think you were the one of the first people I told, just because, like, I was just like,
and did I tell and I did not say, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't say anything like rubbing in your face saying I told you so and all that.
no.
See, that's what kind of person I am. I'm not the kind of person that's gonna, rub it in your face and prove that I'm Mr. Wise guy. I'm simply the kind of guy. If I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna happen, and if it comes true, I'm gonna be the first person. And if you say that you were right, I'm gonna say I'm sorry that it happened. I'm not simply gonna brag about it like some braggart and go online thinking that I've got got a smarter intelligence than you. That's not me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was not the reason why Chayton left, okay? He left on his own terms because of bullshit that he saw. and I even saw what he was talking about. I did not agree with how people were handling it, especially with, you know, how he was calling it out and not, you know, having his voice heard about it, which again, I did not have a hand in that. I was on the sidelines doing my thing, doing my stuff.
That's like. Oh, and Jordan, you want to like confirm this too, since you're in here. I know you got other things you want to just about. Since we're on that topic, I know people have. Well, I'll say a few people. I know, like Kevin and Bio. They try to say that I sent.
Again, I got no problems with Kevin and Bio. I
Yeah,
just think,
and
I think the whole thing is that they're wanting to, you know, do this whole thing with you, like guys, you've already made your points. You don't like Chayton, that's fine. And if you want to continue disliking him, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not like you can actually, you know, it's not like you're actually going to come up and beat the guy up if you lived in the same area.
they would
even
not
if you
sound
wanted
cocky,
to,
but they would in any way, even if they wanted
even
to.
even if they could, it doesn't matter. Why would you want to? Why waste your time on one guy? This is exactly the same thing why people wasted their time on Arthur for so many years. And look how he's doing. He's doing way more better than anything I have ever seen. And I know some people are going to say that's not true. Well, guess what? I've seen differently.
And you know why I I know Kevin says this because the fact that like he tries to say I'm manipulating. I don't know why I bring people like you and other people up regarding when he ever says.
Let's get into that. I mean, how dare you bring me up? Why would you bring me up, Chase?
No, because I'm looking.
I'm just.
Oh no, I know. But the reason why I bring that up is the hypocrisy. Because if you're gonna call me out for being friends with Arthur, for example, right? Now, granted, you don't like not you, Jordan, but you don't like me. The feeling's mutual. I don't hate you because hate's a strong word, and trust me, like you gotta mean something to me for me to hate you.
I mean,
like,
I was in a dark place hating you at one point.
Well,
and,
yeah,
you know,
we,
I mean,
like,
guess what?
We hated each other.
Yeah, we actually did. And guess what? You know, I think it had a lot to do with, you know, because of the certain group. And just to clarify something, the reason why they even wanted that to happen is because you were calling me out. They wanted to see what would happen, all because they wanted to see if I come out just to see them push my buttons, see you push my buttons, and just try to, you know, just to try and, you know, get me to snap. But
well, not only that, but it's also
it failed. It failed also, on their part, you know.
It's also as you saw in the comments, it's strength in numbers. Although they realize that
exactly.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but when it comes to them,
I remember when Tom said that it was like me being John Cena going into ECW One Night Stand 06.
Yeah, it's like, and I relish in that type of environment because
you should be honored to be compared to Rob Van Dam in that instance.
So. Well, not even that, but I'm referring to like the situation even currently, like in the comment section, like of the previous stream, is that I'm like their only way of trying to gain the upper hand is strength in numbers. But I've shown time and time again, I've taken 2, 3, 4 of them on single-handedly, verbally, and they just can't stand a chance. And it's just that's what kills them. Now, regarding what I was saying earlier,
hang on a second. What do you mean by being back? Are you trying to say bring back or what?
Most likely.
I'm telling you, I heard about them. I heard about scientists bringing back 3 dire wolves, I believe.
Yes, my girl told me about that, actually.
My mom told me about that while we were watching the Minecraft movie. And you know what? I'm just telling you, if they get the stupid idea to bring back dinosaurs, then that's it.
Don't be Jurassic Park.
The humanity will be finished.
But like going back to why I bring up it's because of the hypocrisy, right? Because
I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I really didn't like. Here's the thing, and I know Kevin, he might watch back on this, you know. And here's the thing: I am not against you, or Kevin.
Nor am I telling him to go against you, mind you. Just want that to be clear.
Right. Here's the thing. I know. I bet. I'll bet you $1 million that he's probably having that there are people that he's talking to whenever I bring you on my panels or bring you on a panel that I'm hosting for a friend like Brandon. Like I bet they're saying he's only doing that to bring Chayton on while you're on the panel just to spite you and all that. No, the reason why I like if Chayton wants to be on the panel, then I'm telling you that's the thing. I got no problems with Chayton. I got no problems with you, Kevin. I mean, the only problem I have is the fact that you want to get out of there because he's there and you don't want to cause a scene. Then that's the thing, though. You have to restrain yourself if you feel like you're going to do such a thing. But
because the whole going to bed, or
I got no problem if anyone wants to go to bed. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
My problem is that it's putting me in a position where it feels like some people are telling them behind the scenes that I'm playing favorites, which I'm not. I mean, if you want to stream your link, I will send you the link. I will make sure you get it.
And Jordan, haven't I told you in the past that if he's in there, if I come in there and he decides to stay in, do I have my opinions on him? Do I think he has nothing of value on? Now that's my opinion. I'm not telling anybody else to believe it. Do I?
Yeah, I know.
Like I have my own opinions, but if if I've told you if he's in there and he decides to stay in there, I anybody thinking I chase him out. I'm like, it's not my fault he decides to leave. Like, I'm not telling him to leave. I'm not telling.
I'm not even telling. And here's the thing. I'm not even wanting him to leave. I just want everyone to have a good time. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm no hippie that wants to get everybody together in peace and harmony and love and all that. At least have the common courtesy and respect for me to try and, be professional and very, cordial,
Yeah, and here's two things.
Have some etiquette, as it were,
Yeah, and here are two things that could either that happen, because whether you like it or not, Kevin, as long as I am available on to come in, I will be. If I don't have any prior obligations or if I'm not doing anything, I will be on Jordan's streams because he's my friend. I want to support and I want to have a good time with him. So
invite and vice versa. Same thing with you too.
Yeah, regardless of whether
here's the thing, Kevin. If you also want me to be on your streams, if you need a friend on your panel, I'll be there. It's just that, and you know what? Here's the thing. There are certain people that I will not, be on a panel with. For example, if it's anyone that likes to cause trouble, some of the friends that you're too close with, I'm sorry, I can't be in the same room. Again, it's not nothing personal. I know it's probably the same mindset with you, nothing personal. It's just that it's because of Chayton's presence that you don't feel comfortable, which is fine. But this is a different kind of time where we need to understand that this whole thing, all of this, what's going on, this can't last forever. I mean, in fact, none of us are going to live forever through this.
Yeah.
Next day,
Jordan, go ahead. My bad.
Let me go through this and I'll let you get to your point.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Let's say somebody within the community that's mutual with both sides or any side with whatever. Let's say that person's dying with cancer. Okay. We don't know about it. And the next thing you know, that person's gone the next day. And you know what happens? We're going to have a memoriam for that person and, pay tribute and all that. I mean, wouldn't that be a good time to put all of our petty differences aside and realize we could have spent time with that person more instead of worrying about this drama bullshit?
Well,
go ahead.
I'm
sorry. I mean, I know that sounds, and I'm sorry I had to bring that up, Sloppy. I mean, it sounds dark, but it's a point, we can't just keep this up forever because it's like the whole thing with Batman versus Joker. I mean, their rivalry feels like it's been forever because with the DC comics, the Detective Comics and Batman comics together.
Don't you dare compare my feud with anybody to Batman Joker. Nobody is the Batman to my Joker, motherfucker.
Well,
maybe you. I'll put you in the Batman category. But other than that, nobody. I take insult in that. Maybe use
Well, no insults. No insults.
Fuck. What's a funny ride? Like Peter Griffin the chicken or something.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
But
They're
still,
both fast, so it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
still,
crazy.
at the end of the day, this cannot keep going forever. Like like the whole grudges and all that. It needs to stop. Okay, and
One thing
I'm willing to be a man about it and say that I don't want it going on forever. Do I want to be friends with the most of them? Well, not really. I just want things to die down so we can be peaceful and go our separate ways. No one has to make a smart ass remark about the other, and we can make our little inside jokes of something else that's not related to someone. Like maybe
Yeah.
it's someone that's outside of who you may know, if you catch my drift.
and also here's the one thing I'll critique of what you said. And you said like a lot of stuff you said is good. I'm not saying what you said is bad. Here's what I'm gonna critique though.
Okay.
Okay, remember on a certain motherfucker's channel, we had that intervention of Kevin 2 years ago.
Oh
You,
my god.
me,
I remember
Dan.
that. I remember that like
Yeah. We spent 2-3 hours trying to basically, because that was when he was really getting bad, where it was just like, but then it was funny because it felt like,
wait. Was Dan there?
yeah, that was the one. That was when I think
I know
Kevin
exactly.
started to hate his guts at that period.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Brother. That was
Yeah,
bad.
of course the channel and video is gone, so we can't ever look for context. But my point is that
I mean, as long as you got people like me and you as witnesses.
Yeah. Like there were people on both sides, friend and foe, trying to tell him that this is like again, I know he was in the hospital for, like, this is why I know he will never change it. And what you're saying, as applauding as I will I will applaud you for what you're saying. It's gonna go one ear out of the other, because like he was gone for however long in the hospital. It's not me throwing shade. This is just factual, right? And and I heard that that he had health issues, that he almost died or some shit. And then the moment he got out, I think it was when I was on that one stream with him and a few others. It was like that day. As soon as he was able to turn on the live stream and turn on the camera or turn on the computer, he was right back. No, like, I'm just being honest, he was right in my nuts when I hadn't said shit about him, fuck all about him for a good while. Jordan, you could attest that.
Yeah.
They were like, he was talking shit about me all day long. Fucking whoever else was talking, he was talking shit about Arthur. So literally he had near death experiences and was fucking in the hospital. But yet, as soon as he didn't look at it like maybe like a calling, look at it as a moment where maybe he should maybe realize that he shouldn't be spending, because you never know. Because I've said if he doesn't fix his health, he's going to die soon. That's not me making death threats. That's just saying, that's just, again, he's just had consistent health issues. Instead of any of that, he decided to go and start up shit. Some of it maybe warranted, most of it unwarranted. And it just led to, like, I remember when I was confronting a few people and I wasn't even going to address him in the stream, he decided to come right back in. And it's just the idea that as long as he has those people wrapped around him, or like he is either sucking their dicks or sucking their tits, whatever phrase you want to use for that analogy, as long as he's doing that, they will always have control over him. He could say he is the smartest motherfucker in the world, or he knows people, he reads them like a book. He's like that's like, again, I have my opinions on him, that he's a leech, he's a cancer and again, he doesn't understand, like, it's what I'm saying about him not being smart. He doesn't understand what I mean by that, because he's like, reason why I have an issue with sometimes with this type of things is because like, if I like, personally, selfishly, I'll admit here, selfishly, if I had my way, he'd be gone from every community that I'm a part of, because I wouldn't have to hear his name or hear his fucking or hear his breathing or hear whatever the fuck he tries to type in the chat. Just because I don't find any.
Now that was kind of cold, but okay.
Yeah. I don't find anything redeeming about him. But as a respect to my friends who's still, that's one thing I don't understand, find something decent about him. I, respect their wishes, and I'm supportive of them. But I will say, though, regarding all that, is as long as those people are around, and again, he could be with them till the end of time. I don't fucking care. But they're the type of people that need someone like Kevin, because no matter what, Kevin is a good lapdog. To if the people are treating him as such. Because again, Jordan, if you saw the comments, who was the first person in there when no one was saying a word about him? When I was talking to Cherry, Mike Corey wasn't with Kevin. Mike Corey, or not even Brandon. You know which Brandon I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know which one.
Mike Corey was with Cherry, because I was just laughing about the hate boner she still has for Adam. Like, I don't give a fuck if Adam said horrible things about her, because let's be honest here, she's Jordan, you're right here. She said horrible shit about your family. Granted, I have too, but I don't know if you saw this part.
Yeah, I know what she has said about my family.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something. Like I said before, I don't hate her. I'm just more disappointed in her.
yeah.
You can she's supposed to be a grandmother, a mother, and all that other stuff, and yet she's saying horrible stuff about my family, and yet I've never once said shit about her. So
yeah, but what I was saying about what I was going to say was, when I brought that up, I think it was to Brandon. I put after that, before they tried to call me out on it, I basically prepared myself before, so they couldn't use this. I said, now I've said shit to him too. However, the difference is I apologized to him like a man.
Yes, you did.
Because what's the word I'm looking for? Because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to have them try to twist and turn and say, oh, you said the same shit. I'm like, different. I'm like, I've already got that check corner, my guy. But
the thing is, the way how you did it, it was sincere, and on top of that, it was all private. I mean, nobody had a show to watch.
Yeah. But
that was the one thing I wanted to say. Like, that's what they wanted mostly, is to see a show. And yes, someone was saying, are they getting along and all that? Like, they wanted to see us fight. Like, that's all they've ever wanted. Like, when that stream you mentioned earlier about on your channel that's privated, that's all they wanted. I mean, when I came in there, I even said it. I don't want you to leave YouTube. I just want you to move on from this, because this, the whole that whole thing between me and you wasn't going to last forever, and it didn't. And thankfully it ended on on our terms and nobody else's. And privately. Yes, I have a voice recording of it, and it will not see the light of day with anybody to watch.
And I was made aware of that prior to us doing it. So
yeah, and I only have it just for context.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even the private stream, I could have deleted a long time ago. I could have kept it public. I decided to keep it private. Be like, hey, you know what? I don't think that's ever good, because there's really. The only reason why anybody would say, well, it should be public to see from where it's basically started to where it is now. But again, I just feel like the only people that would give a shit about that video nowadays would just be people trying to find any way they could try to reignite any issues, which wouldn't work even if they tried. But yeah, but that's going to be the sad thing about all this. And again, you and I could say anything we want, or you, because he won't listen to me, and that's okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not against Kevin for who he's trying to have issues with. Yeah. I just think, time is a very sensitive thing for mankind, and
Yeah.
it could run out on anybody. I mean, it could run out on me. It could run out on you. It could run out on Sloppy here. In fact, it could run out on anybody in the damn chat for all we know.
Yeah.
Like the minute like someone's in that chat, that person could be dead right now, and just be left hanging without even saying goodbye in the live chat before they even have a chance to go to bed or even wake up or even go to their job if they live in a different time zone.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. But yeah, it is sad.
And sorry about that, Sloppy. I know that sounded dark, but it's the truth.
No, it's all good. My stuff, I've seen some dark stuff, so words they don't affect me.
I'm just trying.
Crazy shit.
I'm you know, it's kind of funny. Like a while back, and I know you might laugh at this. I had a gray hair like on the side of my head.
Oh no, not a gray hair.
Yeah, and you know what else happened? You know what that's a sign of? It's a sign. It's a sign of wisdom.
Oh man.
See, I almost freaked out. My girl was doing my hair the other day, and fucking she joked and said there was a gray hair, and I'm like, wait, whoa, what?
That means
like,
I got like.
I don't know what kind of wisdom you could be imparting, but that's the whole thing. Like, or then again, there might be compassion along with the way. I mean, my mom's told me that I have compassion. You know, I've always had it. You know, granted, I don't always show it, and granted, a lot of the times I've never been one to say shit about, but still, I've always had compassion. I think the whole thing with the gray hair just proves that I must be gaining full of wisdom and knowledge to try and pass on to other people to tell them that this kind of bullshit needs to stop. You know, like we need I'm not saying we should come together. I'm just saying we need to like go our merry
way. Well, yeah. Well, and Sloppy, remember it was a couple of months ago, probably right before Kevin was in the hospital. Remember we had that, like, he was talking shit in the chat, and then he was fucking, and then he came in all calm. We were having a civil conversation.
Yeah.
And I even brought up just the idea of us just not talking about each other anymore, because, you know, it's getting old. Again, like, you know, it's like again, he's older than I am. And granted, there are other people that are older than he is who still obsess over shit. But it's just like, you know, it's like I'm running out of stuff to talk shit about. He's fine with using, no shit, we lost Jordan. Maybe he'll come back. But he used the same stuff, which again, that's easy in wrestling terminology. That's cheap heat. That's like making fun of a city's sports team.
Right.
It's like if I say the Che is the greatest thing in Toronto since the Toronto Maple Leafs suck, or something like that. You know, it's cheap heat, right? But like, I've tried to at least go that route, and again, some people, and again, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. If he doesn't want to do what's the word I'm looking for? If he doesn't want to fucking agree or disagree to what I'm, or like, I think he said he'd think about it, and then next day he said,
I don't know what happened. It just, you know, bumped. Yeah, I'm here. I just bumped me out.
Oh, okay. But like yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So
my Wi-Fi must be taking a shit or something, but I don't know.
At first I thought it was me, but then I heard Sloppy say something, so I was like, okay. Anyway.
No, you're.
But yeah, so like, you know, so it's not like I haven't tried to offer that sense of
hello.
You there, Jordan?
Please tell me there's nothing. Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm still here.
Okay, we'll make sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
But yeah, I'm not trying. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not trying. Like again.
I think I know what the problem is. It must be a delay or something. Because you can hear me about a few seconds after, and then, you know.
Are you on headphones?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I may be wondering.
Just
Anyway.
come back in and come back out, and then maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I might do that again. Give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, like just by saying peace doesn't mean we're gonna be buddies. Because even if we don't talk shit about each other, like I'm still gonna be honest. I don't want to be your friend. I never want to be your friend. There's not gonna be any rekindling of friendship. Like I've given too many people multiple chances to give them and all that. And plus, with some of these people who've said the most heinous shit to me, especially nowadays when I try to get to not say the most score, like again, like even anything that could be considered dark is still tame compared to what I could really say. Just know that, and it's just like. But again, it's easy to say it, like that's the reason why I don't say it. But like a lot of these people, I'm not trying to be their friends again. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do that. But if they want to leave or like be left alone and all this other stuff, I want to be left alone. They just don't understand that. And and that's like, not saying that I'm going to be doing this forever, but it's like, and some people may have enough reason to kind of, focus their time on other things instead of fucking this, that, and the third. But like, I think a problem with someone like Kevin is that he probably does have too much time on his hands, and that's why he probably can't let shit go, because he could just do whatever he wants whenever he wants, because he has no job, he has no social life outside of, and this is really not trying to throw too much shade. This is based off of facts. It's just the fact that he has too much time on his hands, and he probably consistently watches videos about him or videos on things on Loot. Well, I know he did, because I remember back when me and him were cool, he would tell me about all the times he would spend hours and hours listening to Arthur streams. Even if they had nothing to do with him, he just listened to them. And it would just be to react to them or hate watching and all that. I'm like, even if I don't like some, like, again, I know last I heard about Kevin, he does like gameplay streams, right? I don't like, even if me and him were friends, I probably wouldn't like, because I don't like, even friends of mine, I don't watch all their shit, because sometimes, no offense, but sometimes some stuff bores me. Got presence. I could watch a million different gameplay streams. I could be playing the game instead of watching it. So it's like you gotta be engaging, right? So there are people I don't watch because I just don't find them engaging or whatnot, right? And so like he does that, and good for him. But it's just the fact that like anytime he's elsewhere, he's just doing all this shit, and it's just like and like I said, like I respect what Jordan was saying, and hopefully, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll be leaving in a minute too. Again, even if Jordan does come back. Oh wait, never mind. Well, I'll still probably leave it in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. But anyway, listen, I get you can respect what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The thing is, I got no problem with that. And I respect with what you say too. It's just that I'm just saying that all this, I'm not saying it's you, and I'm not just saying it's them. I'm saying the whole thing. Like,
takes two to tango, like I used to always tell. Like I used to tell Arthur back in the day.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, and I agree with you. I'm just saying that, like, this can't be forever, because you never know when time is up.
Yeah. Like, how long has this been going on with me and them? I think I'm not counting the 2021. I'm talking about like since the whole leaving the group thing was been 2 years almost, probably in the summertime. I think 2 years or the fall.
It'll be 2 years come summer.
Yeah, like that's how little it means to me about me like leaving that group and everything that happened is I don't really recall when exactly everything happened. Like
again,
I couldn't.
I had nothing to do with you leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, you made that choice, and
yeah.
I mean, and the thing, and here's
Nobody
the thing.
told, like, and I'll say this: nobody told me to. I did that on my own accord.
But I will say this: if people don't want to believe that, then hey, that's their ignorance talking. But still, all I'm saying is this cannot last forever. I mean, like, there has to be a start and there has to be an end. And I'm not saying I'm at fault. I'm not saying that they're at fault. I'm just thinking that it all needs to end at one point because I mean, like, again, you brought up Adam up, regarding Cherry. Here's the thing. I don't like, and I don't agree with what he said about her and the cancer thing. Like, I mean, like, and then granted, like, the thing is, whatever happened to her, I'm sorry she had to go through that. But the thing is, it doesn't change the fact that what she said about my family, it was tasteless, disgusting, and here's the thing: if she apologizes, then that's fine. But if she doesn't, then I'd say that she's got more problems than I do, and it's not a matter
Yeah.
of who's got a better work ethic. It's a matter of it's a matter of common sense and a matter of common decency too.
But it's like I say, yeah, like I feel with these people and all that, but
And again, I'm
like,
not trying to talk all this shit towards all of them.
yeah,
I'm just simply proving a point and giving my opinion out, which I guess that's all. I guess that's how it all started with her, like, in an opinion on a certain
yeah,
thing. But here's the
yeah,
problem:
yeah,
not everybody's going to agree with you, but you don't have to act like as if you need to keep spreading it like it's gospel.
yeah, and like my thing is that, like, how I look at this whole situation with my thing with that, like, kind of like what you said regarding, like a lot of people say I focus on drama 24/7, which is not true. Jordan and many others can't test. Like,
Yeah.
do we sometimes, when someone's going through something regarding YouTube bullshit, do we vent to one another? And I'm not saying me, I'm just saying anybody in our circles.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be venting. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with that. But like in regards
And I'm
to,
assuming it's the same thing with on the other side too.
well, like I'm talking more so like they more focus on it publicly than we do. Like, we don't.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is they probably do the same thing behind the scenes as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get that. But like, I look at it this way: like, I don't hate any of them. I
Neither
may
do I.
dislike them, or I may have my dislikes of things they do. But I look at it this way: with all that, like, with all the hate, because they clearly paid certain people, rightfully or unrightfully so, depending on who you ask. But I look at it this way: like, they have, at the end of the day, I could go to sleep knowing. I know it sounds like dickish, but it's the truth that
No,
they have.
you always are. So
Yeah,
that's
they
all.
have more problems than I do. Yeah, I go to sleep knowing they have more problems than I do, and and some of them, not all of them, but some of them are not truly happy with themselves, because I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with again, all that. Like, when basically I have y'all at the this is dick me coming out. When I have all of y'all at the palm of my hands, basically coming at me with the lowest form of an insult, like with the daughter thing, right? Whether that be Kevin, whether that be Cherry. I will say this. I will say this about, at least from what I've seen. I don't know. I don't see every comment he makes. I don't see any fucking every stream or every post or whatever the fuck he does. I will give Brandon this, at least a semi sense of respect. He's not. He's
And
not.
I know which one you're talking about too.
Yeah, he's not dumb enough to go to the low hanging fruit like the others. I will at least give him that. I don't. At least I don't see it as often. Like, usually with the others, they use it as fucking god, like their reasoning. So, or their defense mechanism. So I will at least, even to some people I don't like, I will say one nice thing about them.
Well, that's a
Because,
first.
yeah, like, so Well, even with you, I think I gave you credit on something, or I said something, and I can't remember what it was before me and you had our peace thing.
You only gave me credit when we had a mutual, situation going on. Like you were on someone's stream, and the next thing you know, like I was saying something about somebody else that happened, like that we were all mutually having a situation with, and then you actually say, for once I actually agree with Jordan and all that.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure at that time that was probably a bitter pill for me to swallow.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the only thing you had to swallow though, but that's just me.
Lies. Anyway,
More more lies. Oh wait, what's Sloppy?
No, I said you guys are crazy.
but yeah, no, that's one thing.
Well, here's the thing: you got to be crazy in order to understand crazy.
But yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I'll say regarding that is that that's that's why when it comes to arguments, this is why it's getting it's been boring for me for the last almost 2 years because it's the same old insults. They could say the same about me, but it's just like I said, I could
it's like you said, it's like it takes two to tango, but at the end of the day, something's got to give.
Yeah. Like the one thing I will say, it's nothing low, but something I do know about is that I made a comment in the comment section where I talked about how Kevin never earned anything in his life or worked hard for anything. I do know that even I think his systems, like his Switch, I think Cherry got it for him. Which, hey, nice gesture, but it just kind of proves my point with that. I don't know how many people knew about that, and it's not really that big of a deal. People give gifts all the time, but I just kind of, but it's just like the thing is that I know a lot more, and it's so easy. That's why I say, that's why I don't go do I take some low like in the comments? I took some low shots. I will admit, but in the grand scheme of things, no, if I really I could have went full on, no return, scorched earth on all of them, but I don't because it's too easy. Not just it takes two to tango, but it's too easy, and plus. Again, they're coming with the lowest common denominator, low-hanging fruit insults. It's pathetic. It's funny, but it's also pathetic. Just because, again, I can it's like nowadays if someone says shit with you, Jordan, or if they try to say certain things, I won't say exactly what, but you know what I'm probably referring to. But that would be considered at this point low hanging fruit because a lot of people have already tried to use that as an insult. Hell, you were at one point ashamed of your bald spot, but now you've embraced this. Now I can kind of make jokes about it and not feel bad.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, I was insecure at one point about my bald I mean, it's a balding thing. I mean, it's not as bad. Well,
that's why I told him he could be a good Walter. Dan and me have tried to convince him to be Walter White for fucking Halloween.
Listen, when I shave my head, it'll be when it gets too bad. All right.
You know what? I have a fucking idea. Have your dad in you, like him be Walter Senior and you be Walter Junior.
So it says have your dad in you. I'm like, wait, what?
No, just dress up as Walter Senior and Walter Junior.
I think he kind of misspoke on that one.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, basically your dad and you, dress up for Halloween as Walter Senior and Walter Junior.
Yeah, I could be Junior and he could be Senior.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how I can make that work because again, it just. I mean, I love all the characters and Breaking Bad. I just don't. I can't see myself using those things that Walter Jr. has to use. I mean, that's a legitimate. That guy's legitimately handicapped. You
No,
know?
I'm just talking about both of you dressed up as Walter White, but but basically it's like the
Oh,
yeah, because your dad no like
I get it
yeah,
now.
he has a beard, so you just got shave. Yeah, I mean it like that. I don't mean like fucking like literally like that.
Be Walter Jr. You're gonna need
Like
those walking sticks or whatever those things he had on his hands.
I mean,
The crutches.
I
no,
thought he was.
I would have Jordan do that.
I mean,
Although he could be Jesse, he could do that, but
yeah, Jesse,
your dad could be
Pinkman,
Walter
Jesse
and you
Pinkman.
could be yeah, you could be Jesse. Okay, well that's even better. All right. Case
Where's
closed.
my money, bitch?
Jay likes incest. You have no
Yeah.
proof, lies,
What?
fabrication,
Who said
and
that?
to say it, no, Kyle Kaijin.
I see that. Never mind. That's funny.
Caucasian, cock Asian, Caucasian.
Oh, I call Kaijin. I've always called Kaijin.
It's
Kaijin.
like cock, like the bird, like cock a
Yeah.
doodle doo, Caucasian.
Speaking of which, did you hear about? Have you seen the one with that where they're in this theater talking like about a Minecraft movie and all that?
Oh yeah, all those nerds.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nerds who go to watch.
yeah,
everybody was like going
nerds.
crazy, and one of them actually had a chicken with them. Brought a chicken to the theater, a live chicken.
It must have been a Mexican.
Nerds. Bunch of nerds I see.
Yeah.
Now, while y'all talk about nerdy shit, I'm gonna be playing some video games. I'm gonna get going because I got one. I want to try to play some game beforehand. I blame Jordan because since I'm always blamed all the time, I might as well blame Jordan why I'm back in here because I saw you come in here like I was kind of wanting Shane to still be in here, so I was like, all right, fine. You watch my command. I'll be in here. I'm a people pleaser. I'm a really nice guy once you get to know me.
Yeah, I might get out too. I mean, I gotta get some sleep and all that.
For sure.
But all right, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Jordan, pleasure. Sloppy, or actually, you know what, Jordan, the pleasure it was all yours, and Sloppy, pleasure as always. Anyway, y'all have a good night, guys. Ta-ta for now.
Yeah. And Sloppy, you take care.
For sure.
Remember, spay and neuter your pets, and yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. I appreciate you coming in.
And everybody in the chat, take care, and everybody who's been indirectly and directly referenced. Like I said, this can't go on forever. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Later.
All right, man, Jared. Yeah. So, should civilians expose predators? Well, I guess it did last an hour. It did last an hour of me talking about the topic. So, and like I said, it's open chat. So, it changes after a certain amount of time. I can't always talk about the same topic. So it was I guess a venting time. But yeah, you're still up, Princess Soviet. You should be. How are you going to become the president of the United States if you don't get a good night's rest? You're going to be all tired tomorrow, and they hijacked your stream. Nah, it's all good. It gave me time to finish some work. While they were talking, I was doing some work. So, that's why I like when people come in and they talk and talk and talk while I stay quiet and do some of my work. It kind of beats, it kills two birds with one stone. So I don't get upset. If I felt like they wanted to vent a little bit, so it's an open chat. They could talk about what they are thinking or what they're feeling, and if they're talking smack, then if the person that they're talking smack sees it, they're able to respond if they want to. If they don't, I don't mind. But yeah, it helped me out by doing my work, and they helped them out so they could kind of let go of some of the pent up stuff they had, and so it works both ways. But goddamn, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Whoever stayed and watched all of it or watched parts of it or came back and left, came back and left. I appreciate you guys. You guys know my streams when it's an open chat. The first hour and a half is about the topic, and then after a certain time, it kind of just goes wherever. So I do appreciate the people that stick around after the topic. I appreciate whoever. Yeah, I know you do, Soviet. You stay. That's why you're a mod now, because you're here and you support, and I appreciate you, even though your views are very extremist, but that's your views. Hopefully, you don't become president, because then if your views go into effect, then a lot of people are not gonna be happy. And then Caucasian, appreciate you coming in, Princess of the Mod for sure. But yeah, so civilians, Preds. My point, my view is we should, to an extent, like doing our due diligence, making sure this person is correctly pred, sending all the images stuff to the police, and then if the police don't do anything, then we take it, do the vigilante stuff, I guess you could say. Will we look bad in front of people? Depends on who you ask. If the pred are always going to say that we're bad people, that we aren't the police, that we aren't this. Others are going to be like, yeah, hell yeah, get these preds. So that's why every viewpoint is different when it comes to these type of things. Go full Soviet? No, don't go do that. But yeah, appreciate the people that stayed, chit chatted, and I'm sure I'm gonna go read all those messages that were, I guess, in my live stream. I didn't see them, or it didn't notify me that people were talking on my comments. Normally it does, but for some reason it didn't. So after I end the stream, I'm gonna go look at all the comments to see exactly what was going on, because from what I see, it's like around 40 comments. So I'm going to see exactly what the hell they were talking about, because yeah. So appreciate you, Soviet. Appreciate you coming in. Caucasian, J-Man, thanks for stopping by. Goddess of Mischief, I know you're mischief. I know you're sleeping, so good night. Vivica, first time I see you here. Pleasure for coming in, or thank you for coming in. Who else? Chayton, appreciate you coming in. Axel Ghost, I saw you. Inverto, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let these predators fucking breathe. Mama Roth, hopefully you put baby Daniel in his bed. Goten, I'm sure you're watching fucking Lesbian Corn. ITV, appreciate you stopping by. Goddamn, who else? I think that's it. Chayton, Caucasian, yeah, Infertile, yeah. Billberry, I see you. Thanks for stopping by. And I think that's it. Yeah. Alrighty then. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed some of it, most of it, a little bit of it, the 5 minutes of it, whichever you did. Most likely until Monday, I'll be. Shut up, Caucasian. I'm gonna. I already told you that last time. God damn it! You always do this when I'm freaking ending it. Nah, f that. Fuck Leon. There. That's my thoughts. All right, I gotta go. I appreciate you guys.